Welcome to this complete guide on 100 small talk sentences for everyday English. In this lesson, you will learn how to start conversations, continue conversations, and end conversations naturally and confidently. Small talk is very important in daily life. It helps you connect with people at work, at school, in your neighborhood, or even while traveling. When you know how to use simple and natural sentences, you feel more relaxed and confident. In this video, I will guide you step by step, and you will hear many useful sentences that you can use immediately in real life. Let us begin with starting a conversation. When you meet someone for the first time, you can say, "Hi, nice to meet you." You can also say, "Hello, how are you?" If you want to sound more friendly, you can say, "Hey, how's it going?" These simple greetings help you open the door to communication. If you are meeting someone at work, you might say, "It's great to finally meet you in person." If you are meeting a neighbor, you can say, "I don't think we've met before. I'm glad to meet you." These sentences are polite and natural. After greeting someone, you can continue with light and friendly questions. You can ask, "How has your day been so far?" Or, "Did you have a busy day?" If it is the beginning of the week, you can say, "How was your weekend?" On Friday, you might ask, "Do you have any plans for the weekend?" These questions are easy to answer and help the conversation flow smoothly. Weather is a common topic for small talk. You can say, "It's a beautiful day today, isn't it?" If it is very hot, you can say, "It's really hot today." If it is raining, you can say, "Looks like it's going to rain all day." Weather topics are simple and safe. Most people feel comfortable talking about the weather. If you are at work, you can talk about daily tasks. You might say, "How is your project going?" Or, "Are you working on anything interesting right now?" You can also say, "It's been a busy week, hasn't it?" These sentences show interest and encourage the other person to share more. If you are at school or in a class, you can say, "What did you think about today's lesson?" Or, "Have you finished the assignment yet?" You can also ask, "Are you finding this subject difficult?" These sentences are helpful for building connection with classmates. When you want to talk about hobbies, you can say, "What do you like to do in your free time?" If someone says they like sports, you can respond, "That sounds fun. How often do you play?" If someone likes reading, you can say, "What kind of books do you enjoy?" These follow-up questions keep the conversation interesting. In social situations, such as a party, you can say, "How do you know the host?" Or, "Have you tried the food? It's really good." You can also say, "This is a great event, isn't it?" These simple comments help you connect with new people. If you are waiting in line somewhere, you can start a conversation by saying, "It's quite busy today." Or you can say, "The line is moving slowly." Sometimes a small comment is enough to begin a friendly exchange. When someone shares something about their life, it is important to respond naturally. You can say, "That sounds interesting." If they share good news, you can say, "That's wonderful, congratulations." If they share a problem, you can say, "I'm sorry to hear that." Showing empathy is an important part of small talk. You can also talk about daily routines. For example, you might say, "I usually wake up early during the week," or "I like to go for a walk in the evening." Sharing simple details about your life helps the other person feel comfortable sharing as well. If you want to give compliments, you can say, "I like your jacket," or "That's a great idea." Compliments should be simple and sincere. They create positive energy in a conversation. When talking about food, you can say, "Have you tried this restaurant before?" Or, "What's your favorite type of food?" Food is a friendly and enjoyable topic for most people. If you want to talk about travel, you can ask, "Have you traveled anywhere recently?" Or, "Is there a place you would love to visit?" If someone shares a travel story, you can say, "That sounds amazing." These sentences make the conversation lively and exciting. In everyday life, you might talk about television or movies. You can say, "Have you seen any good movies lately?" Or, "What kind of shows do you watch?" These questions often lead to longer conversations because people enjoy talking about entertainment. If you are talking to someone you know well, you can ask, "How's your family doing?" Or, "How have you been feeling lately?" These sentences show care and concern. When you want to continue a conversation, you can use connecting phrases. You can say, "Really? Tell me more about that." Or, "That's interesting. What happened next?" These expressions show that you are listening carefully. Listening is very important in small talk. You should not only speak, but also pay attention. When the other person speaks, you can nod your head and say, "I see," or "That makes sense." These short responses show that you are engaged. If the conversation becomes quiet, you can smoothly change the topic. You can say, "By the way, have you heard about the new cafe downtown?" Or, "Speaking of that, I recently read something interesting." These phrases help you move to a new subject naturally. Sometimes you may need to end a conversation politely. You can say, "It was great talking with you," or "I should get going now, but let's talk again soon." Ending politely leaves a good impression. Confidence is built with practice. Try using these small talk sentences every day. For example, when you buy something at a store, you can say, "It's been a long day, hasn't it?" to the cashier. When you meet a colleague, you can say, "Good morning, how are you today?" These small efforts improve your speaking skills. Remember that small talk is not about deep or serious topics. It is about building comfort and connection. Keep your sentences short and simple. Speak clearly and smile. Your body language also matters. Eye contact and a friendly tone make your words more powerful. As you continue learning, repeat these sentences out loud. Practice in front of a mirror. Record your voice and listen to it. The more you practice, the more natural you will sound. Let us imagine a full small talk conversation. You meet someone at a conference. You say, "Hi, I'm glad to meet you." They respond with a smile. You ask, "How are you enjoying the event?" They say, "It has been interesting." You reply, "That's great. Have you attended any of the workshops?" The conversation continues easily. This is the power of simple and clear sentences. Small talk also helps reduce social anxiety. When you know what to say, you feel less nervous. These 100 small talk sentences are tools. They are simple tools, but they are powerful. You can talk about your morning by saying, "I had a busy morning today." You can talk about traffic by saying, "The traffic was terrible this morning." You can talk about coffee by saying, "I can't start my day without coffee." These everyday topics are easy and relatable. When meeting neighbors, you can say, "It's nice to see you again," or "How long have you lived here?" These questions create friendly community relationships. If someone asks you a question, answer clearly and then ask a similar question back. For example, if they ask, "Do you like this city?" you can answer, "Yes, I really enjoy it. What about you?" This keeps the conversation balanced. In professional settings, keep your tone polite and positive. You can say, "I appreciate your help," or "Thank you for your time." Gratitude makes conversations warm and respectful. If you forget what to say, remember simple fillers like, "That's interesting," or "I understand." These short phrases give you time to think. With practice, you will not need to memorize every sentence. Instead, you will understand the patterns: greeting, asking simple questions, listening carefully, responding kindly, and ending politely. This is the structure of small talk. Every day is a new opportunity to practice. Talk to a colleague, greet a neighbor, ask a simple question at a cafe. Little by little, your confidence will grow. Small talk may seem small, but it creates big opportunities. It can lead to friendships, professional connections, and meaningful relationships. All it takes is simple English and a willingness to speak. Keep practicing these small talk sentences. Repeat them, use them, make them part of your daily life. With time, speaking English will feel natural and easy. And remember, every conversation starts with a simple hello.